once more, YouTube. For the second time today, I'm making a video. This video is going to be my first book review video out of many. There are a lot more to come. I just chose to do this one first because I just thought doing it first. So the book that I'm going to be reviewing today is Fahrenheit 451 by Bradbury, one of the masters of writing, or modern contemporary writing at least. So first of all, Bradbury is known for many more things than Fahrenheit 451. He has written a lot more books, and I actually have one of his short story collections, The Golden Apples of the Sun. I'm probably not going to do reviews on story collections, just because I don't really feel like you should grade a story collection, because there are some stories might be stronger than others, or they may be even better than others. So anyways, today, so I'm just going to be reviewing this. So first of all, if you don't know what Fahrenheit 451 is about, Fahrenheit 451 is about Guy Montag, and he's a fireman. Only in a dystopian future, and in this future, firemen do not put out fires. Instead, they start the fires. And when I say they start the fires, I don't mean that they start fires just to burn things down. They burn books, which is heart-wrenching and very interesting for either a book lover or even a writer, because I write books, and to know that in this future, this would be burned, it's heartbreaking, very heartbreaking. So anyways, Guy Montag has never questioned his job before, until he meets a girl named Clarisse, and she asks the indigenous question, why do you burn books? And again, never before previously has Montag ever thought about why he does it. He just does it because, he does it. It's what he does. He's a fireman. And so that's the basic prose of the novel, and it sets him off on this extremely amazing journey of learning about censorship and rediscovering what has been lost. And it's an extremely well done book, and it's by far one of my favorites so far. I've yet to read 1984. I've yet to read 1984 or Brave New World, but I do plan to in the future, and do kind of a dystopian month or whatever, where I review dystopian books. So let's get right into it. The first thing I want to go over is the characters. The characters were extremely powerful in this book, but throughout the book, I did feel like the characters were a little bit weak. I felt like the world was stronger than the actual characters. Like, for instance, I didn't really feel for Clarisse. I didn't. I wasn't particularly, moved or touched when she died. I wasn't. Also, this is a spoiler review. I should have mentioned that earlier. Sorry, my bad. So, anyways, yes, Clarisse, I didn't feel for her. She was a monotone, stereotypical character that I really didn't, sympathize with. Of course, she was the reason why Montag began to question his job, but it's just not there. Now, I've watched the beginning of the movie, and I probably will do a movie review. Clarisse has a much stronger role in the film, which I feel like Bradbury should have done with this book. I felt like he should have actually made Clarisse have an extremely strong role in the story. So then we have Montag. Now, Montag was a very interesting character because he went through some really deep changes. He went from just being a fireman who did his job and didn't question it at all, to being this person who was like, why? Why is our world like this, and why are we forced to be this way? And he begins to learn the beauty of books, in fact, and it was interesting to see him learn the beauty of books. Now, learning the beauty of something in a dystopian world has become a lot better written in more recent years, such as in Matched I didn't finish Matched, but on a review that I saw by Poland Bananas, I'm sure you know her, she mentioned that the main character learned how to write, and so, in the Hunger Games, Katniss discovered several. I'm not gonna get into the details of all that, but you get my point. So yeah, I really did like Guy. I think that he wasn't so much a relatable character as he was a great character. He had Bradbury had interesting characterization in this book, but I didn't feel a lot of characterization for a lot of other characters besides Guy. I guess that's just my own opinion. And then I really did like how Bradbury didn't make this a good and evil kind of battle. Because in a lot of books, it is just a good and evil battle. Here in the Stand, we have Ragnall Flag versus uh, versus Mother Abigail. Good and evil. We're having a battle here. Even in my own book, The Maze Games, we have Daniel versus the Creature. In It, we have the Losers Club versus It, the Pennywise. In Insurgent and Divergent, we have Triss versus Janine. In Lord of the Rings, we have Frodo versus Sauron. So we have a lot of, but this was a non-traditional good and evil kind of thing. Captain Beatty. Yes, he ended up being one of the main antagonists in the book, and he was a really interesting antagonist. And I was just surprised at how it all ended up. And I actually, recently I haven't been feeling a lot of retribution and a lot of, I haven't been feeling a lot of. I'm happy with this ending in the past few days of reading books. But I was happy about how Beatty died, and I was happy about how it ended. Now, passing the characters, I want to go into the actual story and the writing. Now, the writing, from what I remember, it was because in these days, writing was quicker than what it is today. Today, we have stories that kind of draw out a little bit more than these, but at the same time, the writing was extremely interesting and it kept my attention through every page. And I felt like I was in this world, and felt like, every time I read it, I couldn't just read a few pages and put it down. I had to read several chapters, or not chapters, but I had to read quite a large amount of pages before I put it down. I was just anticipating how is this all going to end, because in this book it didn't seem like there was going to be a true ending, but when it did, boy, did Bradbury bring the end. He really this is the only book I've read by him, and if I've read others, I probably would still say this one outdoes a lot of his other works. And just the writing and how he portrays this world where people have become obsessed with television, and how people have become, they've become dumb. We're relying on technology, and we've shunned books, and we said no, we don't want to read anymore. And we've gone as far as to start burning books, and the way he portrays this entire world is just extremely interesting and amazing. And the climax of this book was fabulous. The climax of the book was just fabulous because we had Montag. He was really questioning his job at the climax. He was really getting into the books, and he was really trying to figure out, why are we living this way? Why don't we just change something? And so by the end of the book, things really get edgy, because now Montag, he doesn't want to be a fireman anymore. The fireman that's been created. He meets Faber, and Faber, he helps him, Montag, escape. And really, there's a lot of things that I would like to say about this book, but I can't say because of how long it can be. Excuse me. So, overall, I want to give this book a 5-star rating. And before I close, I would also like to ask the question: how relevant do you think that a lot of the past dystopian novels are in comparison to the dystopian novels of today? Because personally, I feel like Fahrenheit 51 isn't as relevant as it was a while ago, because though we still have censorship, it's not on the level that Bradbury, wrote about in this one. We still have book banning, which I am totally against. I really am. But yeah, how relevant do you think this novel is? And so, yeah, that's my question. But overall, I give the book a 5. The characters were a 3.7. I'll give the characters because all of them weren't that strong, and I really didn't like them that much. I especially also I forgot to mention I hated Mildred. I really did. I hated Mildred with a passion. And so I give the story a 5. I give the book a total 5. And so what's your opinions on the book? And hopefully I'll see you in the next review and the next video. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll answer my question in the comment, and maybe I'll make a discussion video.